Good evening, Menifee. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Mr. City Attorney, anything to report out of closed session tonight? All right, Madam Clerk, have you received any correspondence on tonight's agenda?
Yes, the council did receive correspondence. It's in your red folders for 11.1.
In case anybody wants to know what that looks like. People don't write letters anymore. All right, Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Councilmember Dynas.
Here.
Councilmember Diedrich.
Here.
Councilmember Temple.
Here.
Acting Mayor Carwin.
Here.
And Mayor Estrada is absent.
Thank you very much. Now we turn to our words of inspiration with Eric Russell, Menifee Public Communications Director for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Please come to the podium to inspire us.
Good evening, council members and neighbors. As we approach the Christmas season, I'm reminded that hope often shines brightness in challenging times. Christmas, whether celebrated spiritually, culturally, or simply as a time of togetherness, carries a timeless message. Light enters the world when we need it the most. This season invites us to pause and to recognize the quiet acts of goodness happening all around us. Our teachers, our business owners, volunteers, public servants, and families all help to carry that light in their own ways. They remind us that hope isn't something we wait for. It's something that we create when we choose kindness, generosity, and grace. As the lights go up across our city, may they remind us that light grows stronger when shared. A community grounded in compassion can weather any season, and this time of year calls us to lean into that truth. Thank you for your service and for what you give to this city and for the work that you do to make this place a place of care and connection. Merry Christmas, and I hope that, that we all follow what we need to do to guide us to a better togetherness. I think we used to do that, Menifee togetherness. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
There we go. Now it's time for our flag salute. I think I'll keep with the theme. I see Naomi Temple, Councilmember Temple's wife in the front row. Would you please lead us in the flag salute? Thank you very much, Mrs. Temple. All right, now it's time for our presentations. City Council, please join me at the front of the dais for our first presentation. We have Michael Reinhardt coming to the podium.
Yes, good evening, City Council and members of the audience here. I'm Michael Reinhardt. I'm the Community Services Supervisor for the Community Services Department here for the City of Menifee. And I get the honor of announcing our winners of our Teen Awards this evening. So the Menifee Teen Awards was created in 2021 to highlight all the amazing things that our high school students are doing here in our community and at their schools. Since starting the program, we've received many amazing nominations, and our judges have had a very difficult time in selecting our winners. But today we are here to honor our Fall 2025 winners. This program is sponsored by the Lake Menifee Women's Club, who present each of our winners with a $100 gift card, and they will also have the chance to win Teen of the Year at the end of the school year for a $500 prize. So I'd like to welcome up members of our Lake Menifee Women's Club to help present the awards this evening. We have Shelly Hobbs and Gloria Sanchez here for Lake Menifee Women's Club. All right, so we're going to start our, we have three different categories, and we're going to start with our all-star athlete, and the winner for this season is Miley Lundstrom, a 12th grade student at Paloma Valley High School. All right, Miley was nominated by two different people, actually, two teachers and one of her coaches, and this is what they had to say about her. Miley is an exceptional student athlete who balances one of the most rigorous academic schedules on campus while serving as a key starter on the varsity volleyball team. Her dedication to the sport has led to significant growth, and she played a crucial role, defensive role as the team went into the playoffs. Despite the demands of varsity athletics, she continues to excel academically, maintaining a GPA of over 4.5 and earning top marks on nearly all of her AP exams. Miley also contributes as a campus leader through numerous clubs and service organizations, bringing the same work ethic and positivity she shows on the court. Her commitment, resilience, and athletic impact make her an outstanding representative of Paloma Valley High School. So congratulations to Miley.
We're going to take a picture, Miley. You guys got to take a picture for us. Great job, Miley. Go Wildcats.
All right, our next category is Inspiring Academic, and the winner for this award is an 11th grade student, also at Paloma Valley High School. It's Malaya Hermosillo. Malaya was nominated by Evelyn Lee, and here's what she had to say regarding her nomination. Malaya is an outstanding student leader known for her academic excellence, kindness, and dedication to helping others. As a straight-A student and an active member of Link Crew, she works daily to create a welcoming and supportive environment for students on campus. Outside of school, she volunteers with a local daycare as a student teacher and frequently tutors classmates, demonstrating her commitment to service and community involvement. Her compassion, work ethic, and willingness to uplift others makes her a powerful role model for both peers and younger students. With strong determination and a clear passion for making a difference, Malaya is truly a student whose impact reaches far beyond the classroom. So congratulations again to Malaya. All right, our final category is Outstanding Citizen, and this is another Paloma Valley High School student, a 12th grader, and it is Tori Winchester. Tori was nominated by her teacher and coach, Hannah Bowden, and here's what she had to say in her nomination. Tori is an outstanding student leader whose character and dedication make a meaningful impact on both Paloma Valley High School and the community of Menifee. Through her leadership in Youth Leaders of Menifee and her positive influence on the Paloma Valley High School soccer team, she consistently leads by example with kindness, respect, and integrity. Despite balancing AP classes, club soccer, and many leadership roles, she continues to excel through perseverance and a strong work ethic. Tori serves as a mentor and role model for younger students, inspiring them to get involved, work hard, and believe they can make a difference. Her commitment to service, teamwork, and community improvement truly sets her apart. Congratulations again to Tori.
Yeah, why don't we get a picture with all three of our winners? Great idea, Gloria.
And just a reminder, in addition to the $100 prize they won tonight, all three of these teens are eligible to win Teen of the Year at the end of the school year, which is a $500 prize from Lake Menifee Women's Club.
Thank you, Shelley and Gloria. That's awesome. Lake Menifee Women's Club, fantastic. I think we can return back to the dais. Okay. All right, and now, Councilmember Temple, would you please introduce your new appointee to the Veterans and Military Families Committee?
Thank you. So if I could have Mrs. Yolanda Tanner please come up. So I had a vacancy on this committee and received many applications, but my mind was drawn to somebody that I've known for quite a few years. So Yolanda Tanner, her husband Dwayne, and their two children have been friends and acquaintances of ours for about 23 years. That's how long they've lived in Menifee. They've been here for quite a while. Their daughter and our daughter grew up together. Yolanda spent 17 years in the Marine Corps. And then following that, she spent another 13 years or so in civil service working for DOD. One of the things I found out about her, and I don't know if this should have affected my decision, but she was a drill instructor at Parris Island. So I know I'm going to have to mind my P's and Q's with her, because I know how DIs can be. But she has 2 degrees. She has a bachelor's in computer information system and then a master's in the educational field. And the reason I chose Yolanda for this position is since I've known her in these 23 years, she has always been an example of quiet strength, integrity, and grit. And I thought she would just be perfect for this. Her husband, Dwayne, also served for 22 years as an infantryman in the Marine Corps. Their son is currently serving in the Navy. So Yolanda has a unique perspective as both a member of the military, a spouse of a military member, and the mother of a military member. And I thought that gave her a unique perspective for this committee and thought she was just the perfect choice. And so with that, I would just like to introduce my nominee for this committee and give her a warm welcome, please. You're welcome.
Yes. From the drill instructor to the retired CHP. Yeah, I've known the Temples, again, for over 23 years. We moved to Menifee because we wanted somewhere to raise our family, have a sense of community. We moved here, there were 2 stop signs, and we are just ecstatic about the choice that we made. And I look forward to serving as my time to give back to a community that gave so much to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Are we ready for the swearing in? Madam Clerk?
Oh, okay, okay. I don't have to sign anything? Okay. Okay, okay, okay. I, Yolanda Tanner, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. Thank you.
Sign your life away. It's a 10-year term, so. Excellent choice, Councilmember Temple. Welcome aboard. And I want everyone to notice that our clerk did that oath without looking at her notes. That's how professional our clerk is. She's an award-winning clerk for things just like that. It's in the details. Are you back? I'm back. All right. So I should ask you then, do we have any modifications to tonight's agenda?
No modifications to tonight's agenda.
All right. Can I ask the City Council for an all in favor to approve the agenda? 1, 2, 3.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the agenda is approved. Madam Clerk, are there any public comments on non-agenda items?
We do.
All right, I love this part. Here's where I get to read the statement. This is the time for members of the public to address the council about items which are not listed on the agenda. The Ralph M. Brown Act limits the council's ability to respond to comments on non-agendized matters at the time such comments are made. Each speaker will be allotted up to 3 minutes on any single item. Madam Clerk, please call the first speaker.
Gloria Sanchez, followed by Jesse Sims.
Okay, that's it. Good evening, City Council, Mayor Pro Temp, staff, residents. I want to take this opportunity to give you a quick update on the annual Thanksgiving meals for Menifee. We had a wonderful day. We fed over 300 residents, which also included home-delivered meals. I want to thank our sponsors who gave so generously so we can give everyone who attended a full Thanksgiving meal. We had families. One was 13 family members that showed up. We had seniors, we had young people, we just had wonderful attendance. I want to thank the city staff, those at the community center. I want to thank those who supported this event. We have been doing this for 11 years. And it is a Menifee Interfaith and Community Service Council that has been doing this for 11 years. We are so proud of this event. It is our flagship event. And we'll be doing it again next year until we can no longer do it. But I could see this going on for a very long time. The feeling that you get when you see people come into the senior center for the meal is just overwhelming. That we're able to do this as a city cooperative event, that the people who need a meal, and those include some of our first responders, we've asked them to attend as well. We always open our doors to anyone who needs a meal. And that day we had a lot of people just show up. We asked them to make reservations, but we do not turn anyone away. That is our motto. And it is up to us to make sure that we have good sponsors, reputable sponsors, who open their wallets too for this event. So I just wanted to give you that update. So you should be very proud that this group has worked very hard and to make sure that we feed those in need and those who just want to come out from their homes and socialize. And not only that, but we also attend to those homebound individuals who can't come to the senior center due to transportation, mobility issues, but they also need a meal. So I want to thank you so much for the support. And we will be doing this next year. And to all the volunteers who gave up their time for this, thank you to them, because they made this happen as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sanchez. Next speaker.
Jesse Sims, followed by Moises Covarrubias.
I don't know where the button is, but good evening. Acting Mayor Carwin, members of the City Council, city staff, members of the community. My name is Jesse Sims. Magic. My name is Jesse Sims, and I'm the chair for the Menifee Valley Chamber of Commerce, and also I am the owner of Netvolutions Technology Group. And I want to just come in and as the last time that I'll be able to present in front of this fine assembly as the chair for the Menifee Valley Chamber, I want to first and foremost thank you really from the bottom of my heart for all that you have done for the chamber. What you guys have done as a city has helped us so much, immensely, with growing, with adding over 100 new businesses to the Menifee Chamber. And so that is just making a tremendous impact on our business community. And so please accept my thanks. And as you see other city staff and those that are part of this fine city, please extend our sincere thanks to them as well. We also want to extend our invitation to you. I'm sure that most of you will be there on our awards gala this Friday night for December the 5th, Illuminating the Future. We've put a lot of work into it. We're excited about it. We believe that it will be a great event to highlight a number of our businesses, large business, small businesses, and so many others. And so we want to make sure that you are invited to that. It is at 6:30 p.m. At the Fairfield Inn here in the city of Menifee, right down the street. All right, thank you so very much. And again, my sincere thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Sims. Next speaker.
Moises Covarrubias, followed by Evelyn Richard.
Good evening, City Hall officials, Mayor Pro Tem, and everyone here today. I'm just sharing something that I have become a spokesperson about recently, which is electronic harassment and government weaponization. This government weaponization and electronic harassment comes in the form of blacklists. The main blacklist that people have been either accidentally placed on or placed on without due process is the terror screening database. Many Americans have been placed on this list illegally or have been placed on this list in error. About 278,000 innocent Americans, including children, the elderly, handicapped people, and many who are vulnerable have been placed on these lists, unfortunately. These victims suffer from microwave weapons attacks. And these attacks come in the form of auditory effect, which is hearing things that come straight into a person's inner ear or bypass the usual hearing processes. Many hear sound disturbances, sound campaigns, things of that nature. They also suffer from remote neural monitoring. And now this is essentially it's essentially mind reading through interpreting the brain waves of a person and then translating those into images, words, and emotional data. Victims often suffer from interrogation, harassment, and through these electronic attacks. The other element of this harassment comes in the form of community stalking. Unfortunately, many of these victims are surveilled against or illegally without warrant. Victims are often stalked in their vehicles, on foot, in places of retail, or even places of worship. And they are isolated from friends, family, and often suffer job loss and interference with their place of employment. President Trump has begun exposing and helping to bring awareness to this government weaponization through exposing things like the TSA blacklist and other errors within the system of intelligence and et cetera. The city here can do well or can help by raising awareness through our public officials, our representatives, our senators. Also logging on to targetedjustice.com, and this is just a website, and I'll wrap it up here.
Mr. Covarrubias, your 3 minutes.
I hear you. Excuse me?
All right, how much do you have left?
Okay. I was just going to say thank you so much for the time, and I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving.
There you go. Thank you, Mr. Covarrubias. Good wrap up. All right, next speaker.
Evelyn Richard.
Good evening. My name is Evelyn Richard, and I am a resident of Menifee. My husband recently died, so I was able, and the first time that I went to the Thanksgiving dinner over at K. Ceniceros, it was wonderful. For those of you who missed it, the food was great. It was so well organized, and the volunteers were so happy to see us. And I want to thank the city. I want to thank the Interfaith Council, Gloria Sanchez and Linda Blanche. I mean, they worked so hard, so hard. And I want to thank the staff. Everybody was so welcoming. It was a wonderful event, and I'm looking forward to it next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Richard. Any other speakers?
No other speakers.
All right. And, you know, we don't need the heckling. He was done. I want to commend Mr. Covarrubias, by the way, because the first time he spoke, he ran way over and we had a hard, but he's been practicing and he got it right down to 3 minutes. So I commend him for that. I appreciate the effort. All right. Now is the time for the City Council to provide any updates or comments on meetings and events they've attended. We'll start on the right with Councilmember Diedrich.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. Since the last meeting, I attended a few events. The first one was the Chamber of Commerce Board meeting with Mr. Sims' final meeting as the chairman. I did have one quick question. I don't know if I can ask this or not. 5:30 or 6:30 for the gala? I have 5:30, but you've mentioned 6:30. 5:30 for the gala. Just wanted to make that clear for everybody out there. That same day, I think most of us, if not all of us, attended the Home Builders Luncheon that the city put on over at the Fairfield. And then just this morning attended the Southwest Elected Leaders Coalition to discuss our planning for 2026 in regard to Sacramento. And that's all to report from me.
All right, Councilmember Temple.
In November, from the 20th to the 22nd, I attended National League of Cities in Salt Lake City for some training to learn some of the operations of cities. So I had an enjoyable and educational time there. And then on December 1st, I went up to Riverside to attend the Riverside Conservation Authority meeting with nothing to report.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Dinas.
Thank you. I also attended the Home Builder Appreciation Luncheon. And then that same day on the 20th, I attended the RTA Board of Directors meeting. At the meeting, it was reported that RTA is going to be conducting a detailed analysis of their transit services to see if they can improve it. They have a website. If you go to the website, the citizens can put their 2 cents worth, and they will also, staff will also be going around to each city talking with them as well. So that should be completed by the end of next calendar year. And then was able to, went to the Five Below ribbon cutting and left some of my money there, because thanks to my granddaughter. And then today, or yesterday, excuse me, Acting Mayor and the City Manager and myself went to mediation and with the City of Paris, and we're making some good progress. That's all I have to report.
Thank you very much. Yeah, for my report, all 4 of us who are here stateside went to the Home Builder Luncheon. Pulte Homes was awarded Home Builder of the Year for their contributions in bringing residents to the city. A couple of ribbon cuttings with the Chamber of Commerce. Up Years Bookkeeping had a ribbon cutting, and Five Below ribbon cutting. You were there at that. That was a great one. I went out to the Trot for a Cause to get people started out there, and I actually tried to run it, and I'm still regretting it. I attended the RCTC Budget and Implementation Committee meeting, and I wanted to report out on that. It was a legislative update, and they let us know that Governor Newsom has appointed a woman named Dr. Paulette Brown Hines to the California Transportation Commission. And the reason I'm bringing that up, it's the commission that's responsible for programming and administering funds for construction of highways, rail, transit throughout California. This is the first Inland Empire representative who has ever served on this commission. She's from San Bernardino. So she's going to, it's a 4-year term, and they approve highway project proposals and highway protection plans and allocate funds. So we've kind of been left out of a lot of that discussion for years. And now there's actually somebody with experience from the Inland Empire who's going to be serving on the state level on that. So that's going to be, I think, really beneficial to our unique needs for transportation in this area. I also attended the WRCOG Executive Committee meeting, nothing Menifee-centric to report there. And then I was also at the mediation yesterday with Councilmember Dinas. And then before I finish, I want to make sure everybody knows this Saturday is the Menifee tree lighting ceremony. So we're going to be having a parade, a light parade at 5 o'clock where we're all going to be in cars and throwing out candy canes and stuff, and Santa will be there. And then we're going to turn on the lights. It's over at the college, Mount San Jacinto College. So the parade, I believe, starts at 5 o'clock. And then immediately at the conclusion of the parade is when we go up onto the stage and light the tree. So please come on out. There's going to be vendors there, music, entertainment, us, if that's not enough. So please come on out and join us for that celebration. We love to do it every year. All right, that's all we got. Anybody else have anything else to add? Moving right along. Item number 9, approval of the minutes. There's one set of minutes for the council's consideration. Does the council have any modifications to the November 19, 2025 minutes? Hearing none, can I ask the city council for an all favor of approving the November 19th regular meeting minutes? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, those minutes are approved. Agenda item number 10 is the consent calendar. All matters on the consent calendar are to be approved in one motion unless a council member requests a separate action on a specific item on the consent calendar. If an item is removed from the consent calendar, it will be discussed individually and acted upon separately. Madam Clerk, are there any requests to speak on the consent calendar?
There are none.
Are there any items that council wishes to pull from the consent calendar? Hearing none, can I get a motion and second to approve the consent calendar?
Second.
That passes 4-0. Got to skip a few pages. Now we are up to our public hearing items. Let's see, the appeal of the Menifee 27 project. So, I was going to have Director Hernandez introduce the item, but it looks like we have a guest star. Russell Brown.
Yes. Good evening. Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council members, members of the public. Russell Brown, Senior Planner, here to present the appeal of the Menifee 27 residential project. Thank you, IT. Let's see. All right, jumping right into it. So in November of last year, the applicant submitted a SB 330 application for a residential tentative track map and plot plan. Over the course of the last year, we worked with the applicant and came up with a good project to present to the Planning Commission. A public hearing notice was sent out on October 12th for the October 22nd Planning Commission meeting. We received a project objection letter the day before the hearing on October 21st. The Planning Commission approved the project the following night, October 22nd, and an appeal application was received on November 3rd, and that brings us here tonight. So what is this project I'm referring to? So the project site is located in the northeastern quadrant of the city, if you will, north of Highway 74, south of Watson Road, east of Antelope Road, along the west side of Palomar Road. The general plan and zoning for the site the project site is located within planning area 7A and 7B of the Menifee North Specific Plan, SP number 260. The project site is surrounded by residentially zoned sites to the north, east, and west, and commercially zoned sites to the south. The proposed project is compatible with the surrounding properties. So, high-level view of the background of the project and the surrounding area. So in 1993, the Menifee North Specific Plan was approved by the county. The specific plan originally included the development of nearly 2,400 residential units over 1,600 acres, spread out over the unincorporated communities of Homeland, Romoland, and Menifee. There have been 5 amendments to the specific plan, with the most significant amendment to the project occurring in 2008. Specific Plan Amendment number 2 created planning areas 7A and 7B, as well as there was a change of zone modifying the land use from business park to residential. Shortly thereafter, in 2009, there was a tentative track map that was approved that consisted of 167 condo units. That was more of a motor court type project. However, that project has since expired. And then that brings us to the project at hand. We received that SB 330 application last November, and then October of this year, the Planning Commission approved the project. Again, to go over the background of what the project is. So the entitlements for the project include a tentative track map for the 192 residential lot subdivision, and a plot plan for the site plan and the architectural review. As mentioned, the project includes 192 single-family residential lots over 27.14 acres, and that comes out to a density of a little over 7 dwelling units per acre. The project consists of 2 product types, a 4,000 square foot minimum lot size in the northern half of the development, and a minimum 2,625 square foot lot size for the southern half of the development. Take note that the unusual planning area boundary line does not separate the project by lot size. There is an overlap as both planning areas contain both lot sizes. Each unit has the minimum 400 square foot garage required by the development code. And in addition to that, there's 135 surface parking spaces throughout the project site for a total of 519 parking spaces. In addition to that, the larger lots in the northern half of the development also have driveways that could also accommodate vehicle parking. So although this is one of the city's first state density bonus projects, the state density bonus law has been around since 1979 and is constantly evolving. The density bonus law allows for developers to exceed the general plan density so long as they provide the affordable units. And the number of affordable units required is dependent upon the targeted income category. So because the project is proposing 5% of the base density at the very low income level, they qualify for the 20% density bonus. And so as previously touched on, like the prior project, and as was analyzed in the specific plan, the base density is the 172 units multiplied by 5% comes out to 8.6 or 9 units that would need to be affordable. You multiply the base density times 20%, which comes out to 206 max units or lots. The project includes 192 or a 12% density bonus. So because the project is providing the 9 affordable units, they qualify for an unlimited number of waivers and concessions per the density bonus law. So the table on the right identifies the development standard in which a waiver is being requested. A few of the more substantial waivers are lot size. The specific plan was approved with the minimum lot size of 4,000 square feet in planning area 7A. The project includes minimum lot size of 2,625 square feet. In addition to that, the more substantial waivers are for setback requirements. The specific plan has a 10-foot front yard and a 5-foot side yard. The proposed project includes a 3-foot front yard, 4-foot side yard. And then as shown on that prior site plan, the majority of the larger lots actually meet the minimum lot size of 4,000 square feet. It's just because of the awkward planning area boundary. There's some overlap there. And similar to planning area 7B, or sorry, 7A, 7B includes similar waiver requests for lot size, going from 7,200 square feet to 2,625 square feet, and then similar requests for the front yard setback and the side yard setback. In addition to those common development standards, there's also waiver requests for landscaping. That includes a waiver request for the front yard tree requirement, as obviously with the front yard setback in planning area 7B, you can't fit a tree of significant size in a 3-foot front yard setback. However, there will be low shrubs and ground cover. And then the second waiver request is to eliminate some internal parkway landscaping. So big picture landscaping for the overall site, 152,000 square feet of HOA or common area landscaping exists. 248,000 square feet of privately owned or property owner maintained landscaping. Divided that by the 192 lots, comes out to approximately 1,300 square foot per lot of on-site privately maintained landscape area. So the on-site amenities that are being proposed, the largest amenity is the central amenity, which consists of approximately 17,600 square foot common area, which includes the large pool and common area building. The project also includes the 2,700 square foot linear paseo that runs in a north-south direction. It connects the pool area with the homes in the northern part of the community. And then the project also includes a gated tot lot, approximately 11,000 square feet near the primary entrance to the community off Palomar Road there. So the architecture for the project, planning area 7A includes Spanish, prairie, and farmhouse architectural styles, while planning area 7B includes the ranch, traditional, and cottage styles. The homes include varying roof lines and building facades to break up the massing. The pool building is comprised of the Spanish elevation that complements the architecture throughout the community. The community will be enclosed by a decorative split-face block wall, and the 2 subdivision entrances will include decorative signage and community identifiers. So as mentioned, we're here tonight because we received an appeal of the Planning Commission approval. Again, as previously noted, we originally received an objection letter from the group SAFER the day before the Planning Commission hearing on October 21st. Again, Planning Commission approved the project 5-0 on October 22nd. The appeal application was received on November 3rd, and then again, that brings us here tonight. Also, for the record, yesterday we received a pretty extensive comment letter from SAFER. The first couple objection letters or comment letters we received did not include any analysis to their objection, other than the fact that they said that the exemption that we were using, the project did not meet those exemption requirements. And then the letter further identified those 4 major points there, that the project was inconsistent with the specific plan of general plan density. There were some biological concerns that were raised, and then air quality and GHG items were raised. So over the last 24 hours, the applicant, city staff, and the CEQA consultant scrambled to put together some responses to the comments that were received from SAFER. Those items, the written responses are included in your folders there. There's also written responses in the back of the room here for anyone in the public that would like to see the city staff responses to those comments. And then obviously most importantly, our CEQA consultant, thoroughly vetted the comments that were raised. Our CEQA exemption document covers all the items that were raised, as does the city's general plan and the Menifee North Specific Plan EIR, and so there were no new comments or concerns raised. And our position as staff hasn't changed. The project meets all the criteria for the 15182 and 15183 CEQA exemption. And then let's see, the city's general plan and the Menifee North Specific Plan analyzed and anticipated the project site to be developed as a residential project, and therefore no additional environmental analysis is required. The project is consistent with what was envisioned for the area. So staff's recommendation would be to adopt the resolution denying the appeal and approving tentative track map number 39115 and the plot plan PLN 24-0254, while finding the project exempt from CEQA per 15182 and 15183 CEQA exemptions. And that completes staff's presentation. The project applicant, Brian Taylor, is here in attendance, as is our CEQA consultant, Connie with EPD.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Thank you.
So at this time, it's our opportunity as City Council to ask any technical questions of staff regarding this project. Do we have any questions of staff on this project? I've got a couple of small ones. This lot is the one right behind where Papa Smash is, that plaza there?
That is correct. It's one of 5 lots, residential lots that are right behind that.
It's the one just to the north of that, right?
Correct.
Okay, so one of the issues we've been having in that area is a traffic circulation issue with regard to the Mott Museum. And there's a driveway right behind the commercial plaza right there. It's not really, it's like a dirt access road that links Palomar Road to the back to the Mott Museum and the new development they're building over there. Is that roadway on this project?
It is not. It is on the Mott Museum side.
Okay, so that access roadway is owned by the commercial properties to the south of this project?
That is correct.
And is there any agreement with the developer to improve that as part of the development?
Is engineering staff here? No, if not, Brian, maybe the applicant could probably elaborate on that a little further.
And secondarily, is there any plan for reciprocal access between those housing units and that commercial plaza? If somebody who lives in that plaza wants to go to Papa Smash or use the gas station, is there a way to for them to get there without having to go out on Palomar Road and come back? I mean, that would seem to be an easy back and forth.
Yeah, there's not vehicular access. There is a possible, there is kind of a bulb out there that would allow for pedestrian access. The project, the current developer kind of continued the similar design that was previously approved. I believe the similar design, it allows for pedestrian access, but there's a gate there. So
yeah, I'm looking at the map that's on the landscaping page, and on the southern border, is that a solid border, or is there a place there where the walkway can be continued into the commercial plaza? So people...
There is pedestrian connectivity.
Where?
So in the lower right corner.
On E Street?
Got it there. Yeah, so it'd be the terminus of E Street. It basically dead ends right at the property line, the shared property line with the Mott Center. So again, the project and the landscape plans show that being a gate, a large vehicular gate. It's not a full block wall at that location. So pedestrians could go back and forth. It is closed to vehicles.
So it's a gate large enough for vehicles, but it's not intended for use.
It's
like
one of the
emergency.
It's the way the conceptual plans show. Again, we can probably iron some of the details out in final engineering, but the conceptual plans show it being a large swinging gate.
Yeah, so I think it'd be really, I think the people who live in that community would really appreciate a way to be able to walk over and use those commercial, you get this commercial plaza right next to it with all kinds of amenities there for them to use. Be a nice way for them to be able to get there, or if they wanted even to go over to the museum or something like that, a pedestrian gate at some point. Is that something that can be? Good, I'd appreciate if we could look into doing that, just to keep people off of Palomar Road as much as possible. No need to add to traffic to that for something like that. And what is this, that's a question for the developer, rather. Okay, so any other questions from City Council? Nope, that's all I've got for you, Mr. Brown, thank you. All right, so I'll open the public hearing at 6:48 p.m. Madam Clerk, can you confirm that the public hearing was legally noticed and if any correspondence has been received?
Yes, the item was legally noticed, and as noted before, the correspondence was received and placed in your red folders.
That's the same correspondence that was referenced earlier in the red folder?
Yes, it was.
Thank you. If the appellant is present and would like to speak, please come to the podium and introduce yourself. Are you Ms. Yunt?
I am, yes.
Thank you.
Try to lower this.
Welcome to the city of Menifee.
Thank you. Appreciate it. There we go. Okay. Good evening, Mayor and honorable council members. My name is Victoria Yum from the environmental law firm Lazo Drury. I'm speaking on behalf of Appellant Supporters Alliance for Environmental Responsibility, or SAFER. SAFER submitted detailed written comments yesterday, as you mentioned. SAFER respectfully requests that the City Council grant the appeal and require full CEQA review of the Menifee 27 residential project. The city relies on CEQA sections 15182 and 15183, but neither exemption applies here. First, the project is not consistent with the Menifee North specific plan as required under section 15182. Planning area 7B allows 87 units at 7.3 units per acre. This project proposes 117 units, nearly 2.5 units per acre above the maximum density allowed. When a project exceeds the density analyzed in a specific plan EIR, the city cannot rely on that EIR to further exempt review. Second, substantial new information regarding significant unanalyzed and unmitigated biological resources, air quality, health, and greenhouse gas impacts triggers CEQA section 15162, requiring a subsequent EIR. These impacts are also peculiar to the project and site, meaning the city cannot use the section 15183 exemption. Turning to biological resources, our expert, Dr. Sean Smallwood, documented 7 special status species on site that were never analyzed in the 1993 specific plan EIR, and only 2 appear in the 2013 general plan EIR. He identified 148 special status species with potential to occur on the site, many of which were not listed or recognized as special status species in 1993 or even in 2013 when the specific plan EIR and the general plan EIR were certified. The earlier EIRs did not evaluate or mitigate impacts to these species. Dr. Smallwood further predicts hundreds of wildlife fatalities annually from habitat loss, increased traffic, and bird window collisions, impacts the city never analyzed. Next, regarding air quality and health risks, our expert baseline environmental consulting found that the project's construction diesel particulate matter emissions would expose nearby infants and children to cancer risk above the South Coast AQMD thresholds. Neither of the EIRs evaluated these health risks, and key mitigations such as Tier 4 construction equipment did not exist in 1993 or 2013. Finally, the project will cause significant GHG impacts because it conflicts with current state climate policies, including the 2022 scoping plan and the 2021 sub-regional climate action plan. The 1993 specific plan EIR contains no GHG analysis, and the 2013 general plan EIR evaluated only outdated climate policies. Baseline determined that the project's emissions exceed the 2021 cap annual GHG emissions target, and the project is not consistent with the 2022 scoping plan's priorities for transportation, electrification, VMT reduction, and building decarbonization. Because these significant and previously unanalyzed impacts cannot be addressed through CEQA's 15182 and 15183 exemptions, a subsequent EIR is required. For all these reasons, SAFER respectfully requests that the council grant the appeal and require preparation of a full EIR. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So is this the point where I should ask if we have any questions of SAFER, of the appellant?
There. Oh, okay.
We have it in a different order here, but it just seems since she just spoke. Yeah. So does council have any questions for the appellant? I do.
I will do my best to answer them.
Fantastic. You are with the law firm that created the comment letter?
Yes, I am.
All right. So I noticed that you've applied the fair argument standard to the CEQA guidelines. What authority do you have that the fair argument standard applies to that?
So the fair argument standard applies here. So basically, courts have ruled if, since the density is higher than what was analyzed in a specific EIR, specific plan EIR, then the fair argument standard applies in that situation to determine whether the impacts are significant.
So does the report analyze the actual impact of the increase in density that's the difference between these two reports? Well, you're talking about if the density is higher than the original report,
Yeah.
that the fair argument standard doesn't apply. Has there been an analysis done of what that actual impact was in the difference between those two density numbers?
So if you look at our expert comments, one of the things that they said is if you're going to have a denser project, you're going to have more VMT impacts, you're going to have more traffic, which, you know, will have more impacts on special status species that are crossing the road. So there are several impacts. There'll be more emissions, more construction emissions, more GHG emissions. So by having denser projects, there will be, our experts found that there would be more significant impacts.
I don't think you need to be an expert to know that more cars is more emissions, but I mean,
Fair enough.
Has anybody measured how much more it would be? Does it rise to a dangerous level because of that increase, or is there no knowledge of what the actual impact would be?
Based on our experts, I don't think they calculated it specifically, but in their expert analysis,
I was
they
wondering
believe
if I
that.
had missed that in there, but it looks like I did not. I want to talk to you about the bird strike stuff,
Okay.
which I found very interesting. Whole section here titled Bird Window Collision Mortality. So safer as opposed to glass windows just as a practice?
No, I wouldn't say that we're opposed to glass windows as a practice. But
So
there
what's the answer here? Just bricking over all of the windows?
No, if you look at the comment letter, there is mitigation that our expert has recommended.
So I feel like I need to ask you the danger to the birds that are out there. Has there been any analysis done on the number of bird strike mortality in the surrounding neighborhoods that exist right there right now?
I don't think there is. So what Dr. Smallwood has done, he's done many studies on this, and he's read a bunch of studies, but no, he has not specifically gone out to that area and determined what's happened in that. But based on his analysis, as you'll read, that.
So we have actual homes with actual glass windows right next to this project, but there was no analysis done to see if those homes present a danger to, say, the yellow-rumped warbler out there?
No, there's not an exact analysis.
So it's a
but-
speculative criticism.
No, I wouldn't say it's speculative. It's based on his many years of looking into this and using case studies and being able to predict what's going to happen in similar locations.
I feel like I need to ask you the average wing speed velocity of the unladen yellow-rumped warbler to find out if they're flying fast enough to cause a problem.
I wish Dr. Smallwood was here. He would probably be able to answer that, but
Probably.
I am not an expert.
I just don't know. I mean, it just seems like windows are in existence everywhere. We're not talking about a 14-story building here. We're talking about homes that have 2 stories, and it's surrounded by existing homes, but there's no analysis done in real time of an example of the condition that exists that you're saying presents a hazard. I mean, this field, when he went out there, he didn't say that this field was littered with bashed-in birds.
No, but again, I can reiterate that he's been in similar circumstances and he's looked at similar homes and similar projects, and based on his analysis of those projects, which are similar, that's how he calculated.
And has that changed in frequency since 1993 or whenever the original analysis was
I
done?
mean, there's more homes, so I would think that by building more homes.
Are
and more
birds dumber now than they used to be? Mr. Smallwood would probably know the answer to that. Okay, thank you. I don't have any further questions for this, for the appellant. Do we have any other questions? Nope. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Would the project applicant like to speak at all? That's you. Brian Taylor.
Good evening, City Council. Brian Taylor here. Wanted to thank staff. Of course, they've been great, as the City of Menifee always is over the last year. Here to answer any questions. Certainly like the gate idea to provide residents access to the commercial. I know my son and I spent a lot of time at the Historical Car Museum, so we benefit from that area already and can't wait to share the local amenities with the new residents here. And we really tailored that to first-time home buyers here. Here for any questions, and of course my biologist is here too, if you guys have any questions on that side.
Good. Do we have questions for the applicant? Hearing none, it was pretty comprehensive. I appreciate the thoroughness of the report, and you've already addressed my concerns from your seat over here with the gate and the pedestrian access. And so, are you going to go back and just look at adding that? It's not something we need to put in like conditions of approval or anything, right?
Staff should or might condition. I'm not sure exactly the legal side of that, but nonetheless, we're working on the wall and fence plan right now, so we'll add it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Director Hernandez.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. I think our preference would be that we add a condition that requires them to have pedestrian access to the south side.
And I'll leave that to staff as to where the best location for that would be. That there's a logical one, but I don't know if there's a better location.
And we'll leave it at the discretion of the Public Works Director, make sure that the grade works.
Yeah, like bikes too, obviously, not just pedestrians, if people want to ride the bike down there. Or, great. Madam Clerk, do we have any requests to speak on this item?
There are none.
There are none. All right. Any further questions from the City Council? Councilmember Diedrich.
Can I ask a question of staff right now? So there was an argument made that the increase in the density would require a new EIR for this. Is that not waived by the density bonus laws?
It is, yes. I can have our Connie with EPD Solutions elaborate on that comment a little further.
Good evening, Council. Connie Dobreva with EPD Solutions. I wanted to address something. We did do a full CEQA review on this project, and we did not do a comparative analysis from what was previously analyzed in the prior EIR to this project. We did a ground to plan analysis, just like you would for any project. So we looked at the density, vehicle miles traveled, air quality emissions, biology. We looked at the ground and said, is there anything from existing conditions to what's being proposed? And the answer was no. And then we said, oh, are the findings of our CEQA document consistent with the findings of the general plan EIR and the specific plan EIR, which is what we're tearing off? Great, it is, and that's why it's appropriate. And by operation of law, density bonus says you're consistent with density, so you can't have it both ways to say you're consistent with density by operation of law, but then you can't use the prior environmental. But we bootstrapped it and analyzed it from the ground up.
Anything else? Any other questions? All right. Well, would the appellant like an opportunity to respond to anything that's been said?
One thing. So I know that here that the density bonus law does apply, and I'm not arguing that it wouldn't apply to this project, but the thing is under 15182, it says that it has to be, it cannot conflict, it has to be consistent with the density in the special plan EIR. Here, it's not. And because of that, you have to go back and actually analyze the denser project, because it is going to have more significant impacts than what the previous EIR, even the addendum to the 2024 amendment, it's going to have more significant impacts, and that was not analyzed. And that's what the rule says. That's what CEQA says. So again, I just want to say SAFER is not opposed to development. We just want adequate CEQA review.
Thank you. And before you, I just want to make sure this is going to be the last opportunity we have to hear from you. So is there anything else you want to add before we close the public hearing?
That's all.
Thank you. Submit?
Yeah.
Thank you. Anything from the applicant before we close the public hearing? Anything you want to respond to that you've heard here or add? All right. Yeah, both sides rest. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing at 7:02. This is the opportunity where City Council has the opportunity to discuss and comment on the items that we've heard. Does anybody have anything they want to discuss?
I'll start.
Councilman Dinas.
There's a lot of planning and all this kind of stuff thrown out here, but that's why we have our staff here that are experts in it, as well as our consultants. And I would, it went through the Planning Commission, it's gone through staff, and so I would think that it's been thoroughly reviewed to the point where I'm comfortable with approving it. So that's where I stand. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Dinas. Oh, sorry. Councilmember Temple.
Yeah, I can't grow that facial hair, sorry. No, I would agree though. As looked at, the state density bonus law, was looked at, reviewed. I am also comfortable with city staff, their findings, as well as the developers' efforts to comply to applicable law. So I'm in favor of this.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Diedrich, any comment?
I think we're all on the same page here. I'll echo what's been said. I mean, staff looked at it, Planning Commission looked at it, analysis was done from the ground up, and I'm comfortable with approving it.
Thank you. I'll just throw in, I just want to make sure that the the appellant knows, I hope that you're satisfied that we actually got an opportunity to review the materials. This wasn't something that was taken lightly. You know, I had the opportunity to review the letter, the opinion letter, and the response letter, 9 pages, front and back. So there's a lot of material here, and a lot of thought went into it, and I appreciate the efforts of SAFER trying to improve development throughout the state. You know, we're kind of handcuffed by some of the laws coming at us on the state level. Your job is much harder because of some of the environmental laws on the state level, and density and housing emergency and those kinds of things. But I am persuaded by our planning commission voting 5-0 on that. There's no dissension there, and I'm impressed. Who did this response letter? It's very thoughtful and very well done. So I wanted to comment that I appreciated reading that. It was very instructive as well. So yeah, City Attorney Melching.
Staff choosing where in the list of conditions that are part of the agenda packet it would be placed. This is what it would say. The applicant shall provide for pedestrian and vehicular access from the property at the point where E Street abuts with the neighboring, it's commercial development, right? Subject to with the design, subject to the approval of the city engineer.
Thank you. So you scratched out an item and added that language?
Yeah, I recited that. I recited that into the record so that when you make a motion, you can say, and it would include that too, and then we'll write it into the conditions after the fact.
I think your timing is prescient. All right. So any more comments? All right. So could we get a motion and a second on this?
I'll move approval with the conditions that was so stated by our city attorney.
I'll second.
And that passes 4-0. So the appeal is denied. Thank you. Moving on to discussion item number 12.1. City Manager Villa, do you have any comments on this before we start the item?
We'd like to continue this item for 60 days based on some of our efforts with CAL FIRE and the Riverside County fire, as well as with the city of Paris.
Is that 60 days sufficient?
60 days would be sufficient. Would you like to identify a date certain, or would you just like us to come back?
I would like to have a date certain just so we don't lose track of it.
Okay. 60 days from today would be pull up a count. How about February 18th? Does that work?
Before we go talking about that, does anybody on the city council have an objection to the proposal to continue the item? Okay, and any objection to the date of February 18, 2026 as a proposed continuance date? Seeing none, I think that's it. So do we need to take a vote on that, City Attorney Melching?
You do not need a vote on that because it's not a public hearing item. We don't need a vote. We'll just bring it back.
All right, so we've got everything we need on that? All right, thank you.
The second meeting, don't forget.
And for those watching at home, that's a good thing that we continue that. All right, brings us to City Attorney reports. Mr. City Attorney, do you have anything to report?
I do not. Thank you.
All right, Mr. City Manager, anything to report?
I do not.
All right. City Council have any future agenda items to propose? None? Just one more reminder before we go. Menifee tree lighting on Saturday. Come on out. 5 p.m. parade. The festivities start at 4 o'clock. Get there early to get your parking. Free to attend. There's going to be a kids zone as well, I believe, where you can donate. Is that right? Do I have that right? You can donate canned goods or food in exchange for being able to use the kids zone. We're doing that this year? Yeah? All right. And come see us ride around in cars for a little bit, and then come see us light a tree. So with that, at 7:08, we are adjourned.